We're live. If you're watching this, welcome to the first Health Hacker Hangout of 2018. For those of you that don't know me, my name is TJ Anderson, and I am excited to come to you today with a Health Hacker Hangout, all focused around how we can make 2018 the best year ever in terms of optimizing our health, and also knowing what mistakes to avoid when looking to change our behavior on that quest. So this is an experiment. I've ran a few of these in the past, these Health Hacker Hangouts, and we'll see. I just decided to do this one last minute, so we'll see how it goes. And if you're not watching it live, that's totally cool. Hopefully, there'll be some value for you here. If you're watching this recorded, so I know there will be. So, anyways, I see there's one viewer on here. Someone is live, so someone's on here with me. If you could message in the chat box your name and who you are and where you're from, that'd be a great start. And then what you're most wanting to celebrate from last year, 2017. So today is January 6th. We're just finishing really kind of the first week of the new year. And so it's always important to reflect on the year before diving into the next. So yeah, let's see it. Who is on? Doesn't have a way to show me who is on this. Hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. And if you're wondering why I'm kind of glistening, I just finished a workout session and a sauna session. So yes, that is the brand new sauna I got about a month ago from Sauna Space. Big fan of them. I'll definitely have some more information to share about sauna filling a massive void in my health hacking journey, and how I've enjoyed it so far. Probably later this year, later this month even. But yeah. So, anyways, there are 3 key mistakes that I've learned personally and professionally when it comes to behavior change. So, what are those? What are those mistakes? And so that's the question that we ask ourselves, as we look to change our behavior and make incremental improvements in different areas of our life, of our health. We're called to, yes, go in with a lot of energy, a lot of positive momentum, but it's also important to take inventory and notice, what are the areas that could trip us up? What are the types of mistakes that maybe we've made in the past when it comes to trying out a new healthy habit, or that we might be prone to just in our normal routines and our patterns. For example, it could be taking on too much at once. Overwhelm is a traditional mistake that a lot of people kind of suffer from, if you will, when trying to go all in 2018 and a brand new year, new you. But that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about when it comes to mistakes to avoid when changing a behavior is, we'll start with number one. Number one is not getting feedback. Not getting feedback. So feedback is often known and described in the behavior change space as one of the most important tools that someone can use to improve their overall healthy habit quest, right? So in the book that I've been writing for the last 3 years, The Art of Health Hacking, I talk a lot about the role of building your own health hacker feedback loops. And so understanding the mechanism of feedback loops from the sense of wanting to improve, it's like a continual improvement process, is really important. And so the feedback, though, doesn't just come from other people. It can come from yourself. So you can create your own feedback loop with yourself. And take inventory and understand how you respond and relate to new habits, to new behaviors, to new environments, to new workouts, to new whatever it is, new challenges that you're taking up. The key is in the reflection stage after you experience or experiment with the new habit. So feedback can be and is very essentially comes from yourself. So as you are going down the process, the quest, as I like to call it, of health hacking, right? This journey of self-realization and health optimization. It is not only your duty, but your opportunity to deepen your relationship with yourself along that journey. So fall in love with the journey and yourself at the same time, and take notice around how things are going in your quest and what you're trying, and not forcing yourself to stay into a new habit or routine. For example, I had a goal or an interest, so to speak, in the fall to hike at least twice a week out here in Boulder, Colorado. Hiking is super popular, and I live like 10 minutes from the mountains. And one thing that I was really excited about was just spending more time in nature and getting movement and a workout session in, if you will, getting the heart rate up, moving my body, strengthening my muscles, and unfortunately, throughout that quest of trying to do 2 hikes a week, I ran into some roadblocks. So what were those roadblocks? For me, I built my own feedback loop and realized not to force myself to stay with this goal because I was experiencing pain. Yes, pain, not like emotional pain that or cognitive, mental, like self-limiting beliefs. It was actually physical pain in my body, which, yes, physical pain is often connected with emotions, but it was in my knees. So I've in my outside of my knee, right, kind of an IT band attachment, just pain as I hiked, and I didn't want to push myself out of a place of ego to meet my goal of 2 hikes a week. And instead, I pulled it back, I slowed down, and I asked myself, what is the highest and best interest for me right now? Is it to continue to push forward and to allow my ego's quest for triumph to be successful? Or shall I take a step back and ask for help? So that's what I did. I took a break from hiking, and I realized that hiking helped me realize that there was an underlying issue for me to heal. So I don't regret that because it brought to light an issue that was going on. As I like to say, issues are in your tissues. And the more you move and act and take action, the more you notice those and have an opportunity for improvement. So pain is not bad. I just watched a video from another friend that talked about pain has a purpose if you listen to it. So number one, again, is feedback. Don't make the mistake on missing out on feedback from yourself when you're trying out new habits. That could be asking yourself how you feel around a particular new way of eating, whether it's cutting out sugar or going paleo or going vegan, or I don't like to push prescribed diets on people necessarily, more about overall anti-inflammatory and eating based off of bio-individuality and what makes your body feel good. But that's just an example, right? So that's number one. Don't miss out on the feedback from yourself. That's often a mistake that I've made in the past, and I have seen a lot of friends, clients, colleagues, etc. So number two is clearly defining and owning your reason why. The roots create the fruit. So our opportunity to improve and grow in our overall health comes down to sustainable progress, right? So if we want to fuel our progress sustainably and continue on the path towards a healthy habit that we do enjoy and we see benefit from, but that still is challenging, to overcome the challenge that can come up with a new habit, we need to consistently define and own both our why, our reason why for that particular habit in that moment of our life, and our overall health, right? So what is the why for this particular new habit? What is the reason for me? And defining that clearly. For example, like, okay, so I'm wanting to cut out sugar and maybe experiment with intermittent fasting because I want to create a healthier relationship with food in general and maybe lose some fat, etc. So that would be, a short-term reason why defined, and then a long-term reason why, overall health, longevity, wanting to be there for my family and be here over the next 3 to 5 years for my work or career, and my health is going to serve as an asset. So that itself is that other why. So it's more the long-term why and reason. So you define both of those and then own those. Ownership. Ownership is actually, it's a great word. It's actually my word or phrase for the year personally. I came up with the other day. Own everything. At first it was like own it, own it, own it, own it. And that can be a good mantra maybe if you want to experiment with embodying owning your own health in general and your behavior that you're looking to change in the moment of your life at this time, at this stage. So defining clearly your short-term and long-term why, your reason why, and then owning it. So embodying that. So what does that process of owning and embodying your reason why for living healthy look like? I'm going to slow down a little bit here. We've been going fast. We're on our second mistake to avoid here as we look to change behavior and improve our health. And this is really a personal process, right? So like, I don't have the key for you and then want for you to know it and then it's solved. This is for us all to converse about and then go look to reflect and ask ourselves where we're called to integrate this into our own life, right? And how we're called to embody and the ownership around our overall health. And honestly, it could be a little scary. And it could also be very empowering and very, very, very positive and powerful for us when we are able to ask ourselves what it means really to take ownership of our health, what it means to own a particular short-term new habit, healthy habit that we're working with in our own lifestyle today, and taking ownership of that will just make it so much more easier, or at least it has for me. But again, like I said, I encourage everyone to, if you want to avoid the mistake of not defining your why clearly and then owning that why, that reason in your life, again, personal process. So if you're looking for some action items here, I'd encourage you to consider maybe meditating on the idea of what it means to take ownership of your own health, or just breathing into it. If meditation isn't for you, you can experiment with breathing through your body, closing your eyes, listening to some music, or journaling about the topic, the idea of taking ownership of your health in general. We're going to come back to that because that's going to help fuel 2018 in general overall along our quest to make 2018 the healthiest year possible. But that's definitely mistake number 2 to avoid in our quest for changing habits and improving our health. Mistake number 3. So just to reiterate, so far, let's go over what we've covered so far. So we just went over mistake number 2 was not defining and owning your why, both in the short term and the long term. I know that's a big one. There's a lot going on with that, but that's super important. And always coming back to that. But number 1 was getting feedback from yourself and others. So feedback from yourself and others, and owning and defining your why, are the first two. So those are essential. So moving on to number three, our third one here, we got two, now we're at three, is having fun. Not having fun is the mistake. All right. So you see, I smile, I get happy because that's one of my favorites. It really is. If we are not enjoying the experience at all, a little bit, that doesn't mean the whole thing has to be fun and joy all the time. No, it only means that throughout the quest that we find ourselves the opportunity to find true, authentic joy and fun along the journey. If it's not fun, if it's forced, if it's grueling and challenging, and there's not a lot of ease there, it's 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 not going to be sustainable. The habit that you make, and the outcome as far as whether you're looking for overall health, peace, less stress in general, the more fun that you embody along the experience and more joy you allow yourself to have, the easier it will be, and the more fun it will be. It will be for you and for everyone, right? So mistake number three: don't forget to have fun. So amidst the challenge of trying a new habit, ask yourself how you can make this particular new routine or habit, etc., ritual, whatever language you want to use. Ask yourself, how can you find the joy in the journey? How can you have more fun with this new habit? It can be anything. It can be from movement, nutrition, more conversations with close friends and or your life partner, more loving conversations. Of course, that's a health hack. That's one of the most important ones, right? So don't forget about those, and asking yourself how you can just find more fun in your own life. All right. So those are the three mistakes to avoid. And so I leave you with those. And how, and I'd encourage you to ask yourself after this is, where am I called to maybe do more reflection on these three areas, and the action. So the reflection and the action of these three areas will fuel progress, sustainable progress. All right. Like I said, we're a week into 2018, and there's really no like, oh, I've made it in our health journey. I've that's one thing I've learned personally over the last 7 years of journeying through different levels of awareness and experiences related to self-improvement and health hacking and living with less stress and more health. And there's really no end game in sight. So there's a famous quote that I mentioned in my book that is all about seeing change not as an event, but a process. Yes, an event might help to spark a change, spark an interest in trying something new or stopping a current routine or habit. But change is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And it's really a metamorphosis. It's an evolution. It's a growth journey that takes place over multiple days, weeks, and months through different stages of your life. So embracing change as a process allows it to be more fun and less of like, did I win or lose? It's not a zero-sum game here at all when it comes to our own personal health. So please take that into account. So those are the three mistakes to avoid, and how to really look at change as a process, not an event. And let's see here. I'd also want to share, like, there's no one on this live Health Hacker Hangout with me right now, and that's completely fine. One of my intentions for this year is to, I mentioned own everything. That includes owning my ideas, owning my shit, So it's owning. Last night I was with some friends, and when I said that my intention, my phrase for the year was own everything, my friend Sarah was like, does that include your crap, or does that include your bullshit, or something like that? And I was like, damn straight it does. That's the whole point. It's the whole point, is to own everything, not just the good, not just the great, but those not just the light, but the dark, right? The shadow, and that side of us that is called to evolve and own where we're not feeling and showing up in the most authentic, honest, loving way. So the reason I bring that up is, I in the past, the old me, I'd be super self-conscious. The fact that no one's on the Hangout. There was one earlier, um, uh, and I guess at this point, I'm 20 minutes into this, and this is, if anything, the way I look at this is practice, right? It's practice for me amidst my calling of helping to support the world in becoming a healthier place. Might seem grandiose, but I've been behind the scenes writing what I believe is to be a really powerful guide to help people tell their own stories and continue to write their own stories when it comes to their health. And this year is kind of my coming out year in terms of sharing that book. Yes, it's done. Yes, it's going to be out soon. So if you already ordered a copy, you can expect it in the next couple weeks. But it's about owning my power, about owning my creative juices, my creative spark, where I believe and I've heard from others is my unique gift to give to the world. And so if you've watched this in a non-recorded version, again, it's 20 minutes, so I don't plus minutes. I don't expect you necessarily to watch it all, but if you caught part of this and you're watching this right now, I want to thank you. I want to acknowledge you for being on and joining me, and let me know if this was of value. If understanding the 3 potential mistakes that could be roadblocks in your quest for health, if those were of value, share. If so, like, which ones hit home for you the most? And there's a lot of other mistakes when it comes to like health improvement in general, but those are 3 foundational ones that are really big. And maybe I'll follow up with maybe a PDF kind of guide to kind of help those that want to kind of work through these a little bit more. If that's a value, let me know. But yeah. So again, like I said, it's really fun to share this and to get back into a creative state that's different from writing a book. Honestly, 2018 is going to be a year of changing up how I communicate because of pain in my own body and the desire to share in a different way. Writing the book this last 3 years has brought a lot of underlying issues up in my own health. Actually, the physical act of writing, typing, and has brought pain up from underlying issues. I've mentioned them in my book. I was a mascot in college, so I have C5, C6 bulge disc from that, with some like peripheral like neuropathy, nerve pain going on, shooting through my arm and wrists sometimes. So so basically, you can expect to see a lot more video, a lot more audio from me in 2018. So there you have it. I'll leave you with that. And if you've got any other questions, feel free to reach out. I am here. I am there. I am anywhere. We're all virtual. We're all over the place. And if you desire, if your body is desiring to elevate your state of health and performance, then let's stay in touch, because we've got a lot more fun stuff coming down the pipeline. So remember those 3 mistakes to avoid: not getting feedback from yourself and others, not defining and owning your why for the short term and long term, and then 3, not having fun. Make sure you're having fun. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the rest of your week or weekend, whatever day it is you're watching this. All right. God bless. Over and out. Peace. Oh, and before I forget, I got a friend that wants to say hi here. All right. So talk about a health upgrade. That's right. I've got a pooch. My girlfriend and I, Amanda, just picked up Goji Bear. Come here, Goji. You're such a good boy. Yeah, he's just waking from his nap. Oh, big boy, big stretch. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, oh, he's shy. Bernese Mountain Dog. They're known to be pretty shy. But anyways, you might be seeing more of Goji. His name is Goji. We call him Goji Bear as a nickname over the coming months. So, yes, Goji, I'll feed you. Yes, you want to go outside and play? All right. Peace out.